Hey Pisces, welcome to my channel, Intuitive Tarot Empath. This is your general reading for May 2017. I'm going to move the camera a little and the cards a little bit. So before we get into it, I just wanted to say a quick thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of the likes, views, subscriptions, comments, emails that you guys have sent me over the past month. It truly has meant the world for me, meant the world to me, excuse me, that you guys came out in such support over the last month since I've started this channel. So thank you so much. It's been great connecting with you and hearing your stories, and I've been grateful that you've shared your lives with me in that way. So I look forward to what the next month has to bring. With that said, this is your general reading for May 2017. In the event that this does or does not resonate with you, please go out and check your sun, moon, and or rising signs. Because if this doesn't resonate with you, perhaps one of your other signs might resonate with you more this month, or this will just give you more information to check out your other signs about the energies that are following you throughout the month. So with that said, you can also check out your Venus sign if you want to. That can sometimes be a strong one. Anyway, all right, so we're going to shuffle the cards and get into it. So if you don't want to watch me shuffle, feel free to fast forward. All right, so what's the energy surrounding Pisces in love, work, home, family, travel for May 2017? Wait, that was a bad joke. What are the energies surrounding Pisces for May 2017? What are the Pisces 2017? What are the energies surrounding you, Pisces? Pisces, May 2017. Pisces, May 2017. Pisces, May. I believe there's a full moon tonight, too. They're calling it the pink moon. Huh. Alright, so I'm going to do one more shuffle, and I'm going to pull some cards for you, Pisces. Pisces. May 27. Okay, I lied. One more shuffle. Pisces, May 2017. Energy surrounding Pisces. Home, work, travel. All of the things. Alright, so let's cut the deck into thirds. That bottom one seems to be pretty jumpy, so see what it's got to say. Alright, so the Four of Wands in reverse. The Fool. The Page of Pentacles. The Emperor. The Ace of Swords. The Hangman. Temperance in reverse. The Queen of Swords in reverse. The High Priestess in reverse. And the Five of Wands in reverse. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the Lover's card. Alright, so I have a feeling that because we have, let's count it, 0 cups in this reading, that this is more, I'm going to say, about work. A lot of these have been work readings recently, actually. A few of them have been love readings. Anyway, so the Lover's card in reverse could be, once again, this is general energy, so it could be about a breakup with a soulmate connection that you've had, and that energy kind of being pervasive. This could also be about a decision that you've had to make regarding something like work, which has put you in a place where perhaps, you know, if you had gone through a breakup, you know, it put you in a hermit stage where you're kind of dealing with your broken heart, you know, or if you feel like the energies concerning your love life aren't necessarily going the way you want to, perhaps you've put yourself for a time in a reflective kind of taking yourself out of the game for a minute to figure things out. But I think that you're coming into a period of time where you're putting yourself back out in the game again, in fact. So whether this means back into the dating world, whether this means, I really think that this has something to do with work, however, and making a decision about a job, and the Hermit in reverse being about, and the Lover's card in reverse being about making a decision after you've reviewed all the information to make an informed choice. So let's get into it. So you have the Four of Wands in reverse, and you have the Fool covering that. So this could speak to a couple different things. The Four of Wands in reverse right now is speaking of like moving, some sort of movement from a place that you've established, some sort of moving your foundation, moving your home. So it could actually be that you're picking up and moving someplace, and that's why you're changing jobs. It could be that you're not necessarily moving home, but you're changing jobs. But there is going to be some movement, and even though the Four of Wands is in reverse, it's still a happy card. It's still like happiness, solid foundation. You have the four walls, you have the solid foundation for happiness. So I see some of you moving house. I see some of you moving. I actually see some of you moving farther away from where you are now, because you'll notice that the Fool has water energy. He's got the water here, so this could be about traveling to live somewhere else. This could also be just about embracing the new opportunities in your life with a Fool's kind of energy, that you're not really worried about what's going to happen. You're actually super excited. So whether it's a move, like moving house, or whether it's moving jobs, or whether it's moving jobs and therefore you have to move house, there's a really good energy surrounding it, like really exciting, a new energy that you're going to be able to fall into and be really grateful about. I think you're already really looking forward to this move. Perhaps it's something that's in the works right now. Perhaps it's something that you've been thinking about. But if you haven't decided to do it, I think that there's actually really good energy surrounding it. So if you did decide to do it, it would actually turn out really well. And in fact, I have a feeling that right now, because the Hanged Man is here, you've already made, and the Lovers card in reverse and the Hermit card in reverse, I have a feeling that you've already made the decision to do it, and now you're just kind of waiting for things to solidify. And I think the things that you're waiting to solidify are the job offer. Like I see the Page of Pentacles being messages back and forth with somebody. Could be the place that you're moving to. So it's something to do with finances though. So if you are moving house and you are looking for new jobs, this suggests that you're waiting for offers, like monetary offers. So maybe going back and forth talking about pay scales or salary or that kind of thing. But or you're waiting for offers of a job. Like perhaps you've emailed a few people. There have been messages back and forth saying like, oh, I read this ad and I'm really interested in learning more about the position. And then that person comes back and says, well, here's all the information that you need to know about it. But it's definitely something concerning finances. And it's also something concerning finances in relation to legal matters. So once again, swords are all about communication. They're about contracts. It could also be about teaching, because swords talk about writing, communication, the way that we communicate with the world and with the people around us. And the sword is like the Ace of Swords specifically is about this new opportunity, like someone or the universe opening the door for this new opportunity in the workplace. So coupled with the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords, we have a new job opportunity here. So somebody could be coming back to you with all of the paperwork that you need to sign. People could be coming back to you with salary guides, contracts. So this is kind of the period of time where you're in the process of kind of tying up loose ends, crossing your T's and dotting your I's, that kind of stuff, because there is a new opportunity on the table. And this is a very, very brand new energy. If it hasn't already come, once again, give it time. It could start the last 2 weeks of April. It could go all through May. It could even be energy that lasts you until the first 2 weeks of June. Just depends. But there is a new contract, a new salary, something dealing with legal paperwork and money. and finances. It could even be that if you're moving, this could be you signing the lease and negotiating financially, like lease terms and that kind of stuff. So once again, thinking about contracts, home, work, that kind of stuff. So I see all new things on the table for you, all really good energy, really exciting energy, because if you notice, these 3 cards here are yellow. So you have the sun kind of shining on this new opportunity. And you even have the sun shining in the back of the Lovers card. So I have a feeling that, you know, this is the universe kind of coming in and saying, all right, you know, things are good, like, do this. This is a good, especially with the Lovers card, because we are talking about like universe, soulmate, kind of that undescribable feeling that you're pulled to something but you're not sure why. That's the Lovers kind of energy. I think that you have, there's two things that this represents for me. First of all, it's a 4, which in astrology, the house, the 4th house in the zodiac deals with home and family. So you could be dealing with a masculine figure. Doesn't necessarily have to be a male, can be a woman, but somebody with masculine energy who surrounds your home, who's giving you advice on either if you're moving house, dealing with a masculine energy, so this is a card of Aries, and that energy is like fair, reasonable, forward moving. It's decisive. It's also this energy of, you know, it's this kind of fatherly energy. You know, if this was the Empress, we would say that it's maternal energy, but perhaps you're in talks with a man who's like a father figure to you, or perhaps you are in a position where you're talking to a woman with kind of masculine paternal energy surrounding her, I see this almost as like a mentor, somebody who you're going to and saying, you know, what should I do about all of the things that are going on? And this person is really counseling you. I think that this could also be a boss, somebody who you are in talks with over contract negotiations, that kind of stuff, or it could be a landlord, because of the Ace of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. So this could be somebody who's kind of overseeing your contracts, overseeing some sort of paternal figure who's looking out for your best interest when it comes to your contracts, when it comes to your finances, when it comes to, you know, should I make this decision? Is it the right decision to make for me? I think that this is also your energy at this moment, because you are in the driver's seat of your decision making, and I think that you have a really clear, rational head about it. In fact, I think that you are embodying an Aries type energy right now, where, you know, you're making decisions for yourself. You're in counsel with other people about whether or not those decisions are the best decisions for you to make. But I think that also and I say that because of the Hermit card. So it's like going back and forth between people, asking for their advice, and then kind of ingesting everything that they've told you, metabolizing it, and then making decisions based on that. So I think that you're moving forward. You're ready to go. You're ready for the new job. You're ready for the new home. You're ready for all of the new things that are about to come your way. And so it was just a matter of deciding what it was that you wanted to do. And I think that, you know, throughout May and into June, keep embodying this energy. Like, that's what this reading is telling you, is keep embodying this Aries energy, because sometimes Pisces, I love Pisces. I'm surrounded by Piscean men and women, and they're so interesting to me. Because Pisces are ruled by 2 planets. One of them is Neptune, and the other one I want to say is Saturn. I might be wrong about that, but I know that Pisces who are more Neptunian can live in daydreams sometimes. And so it makes things kind of watery, and it makes you indecisive, that, you know, you kind of make decisions based on the daydream, and then once you make that decision, you're like, should I have done that? I don't know. Is that a good idea? And then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to continue living in this Neptunian watery energy. And so let's not focus on the bad. Let's jump in. Let's focus on the good. But the other side of the Pisces, for the Pisceans who are more ruled by Saturn, might be Uranus. Sorry. Once again, like I said, I have a real light understanding of astrology. Yeah, it's like diet astrology. So I understand the different aspects of the characters of each of the zodiac signs and generally who rules them. But whichever the second planet is that rules Neptune, some of the Pisceans who are like ruled by Saturn have a tendency to be a little bit more realistic about what's going on. And so they have a tendency to see the bigger picture, but think that the outcome is not necessarily going to be favorable. So, you know, sometimes it's kind of this like, oh, I'm not doing that then. That's ridiculous. So it just depends. I think that you guys right now, though, instead of leaning toward the Neptunian kind of daydreamy Pisces versus the kind of grounded in realism Pisceans, I think that you're taking on this quality of like logic, grounded in realism, but not in a pessimistic way. Like you're looking straight ahead of you. And that's what I think is so interesting about all of the cards in your spread, with the exception of the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. Everybody in your spread is either looking toward the future or looking straight in front of them. It's like you're not looking to the past, you're not looking to the future, you're living in the present. And I think that speaks volumes to where you are in your life right now. You're living in the moment and you're embodying, you know, all of the energy that it means to be present in this moment. So, you know, keep that up, because that energy is going to serve you really, really well throughout the next maybe like 8 weeks. So end of April, all of May, beginning of June, depending on when all of this stuff starts to kind of come to fruition. And now I think that you're in a period of time where you're just kind of waiting. That's what the Hanged Man is. The Hanged Man is like, I'm just waiting for stuff to happen, because if you've already made the decisions and now you've kind of put everything out there, now it's just a matter of waiting for the messages to come back to you, waiting for people to communicate with you about legal contracts, whether it's work or home, and you just kind of living in the moment, continuing enlightenment. You'll notice that his legs, if he was right side up, are in the shape of a 4. So once again, I think that you are waiting for contracts, legalities, finances concerning home, because the 4, like I said, is the sign of home, or the house of home in the zodiac chart. So it's all about home. You have the 4 in the Emperor, you have the 4 in the 4 of Wands. So you have a lot of 4s here, a lot about home. So moving home, moving jobs, moving someplace where you're very stable in your foundation. Now it's just a matter of waiting. So I think that there might even be feeling. What's funny is that the Temperance card is about balance. This in reverse is usually about struggling to achieve balance, but I think that perhaps the reason why you're moving is to achieve some sort of balance. I think that perhaps you're still in the job, the previous job, or you're still in the place, like you haven't left yet. That's why you're waiting, because you're waiting for everything to come back. You're waiting for things to kind of be over, so that you can move on. That's what the Hanged Man is suggesting. And I mean, you have really good things coming your way. So if they haven't come yet, they're on their way, and you're going to be super excited about them. But I think that also with Temperance being in reverse, I think that you're stuck between these two kinds of energies, being super excited to start what it is that you're embarking on, this new adventure, but also waiting. And it's like this energy that's like, the Fool energy is all like excited, right? And like everything's going well, you're super pumped, you're ready for this new journey. I mean, it's not even a number, it's a 0. Like fresh into this new opportunity. And like this new adventure, and like about to jump off the cliff into the ocean, travel, whatever. And the Hanged Man is kind of that like fight or flight thing, where it's like I have all this energy rubbing through me, but I have to sit and wait. It's almost like, you know, like run, wait, just wait, hold on. But you're like so excited that you don't want to have to sit still. Excuse me. And I think that the Temperance card is talking about you kind of trying to find a balance between those two energies, being so excited about what's to come, not wanting to wait, but knowing that you have to. And so, stuck kind of between those two modalities, stuck between those two kind of energies. And that's why it's in reverse, trying to find the balance between them. And also, once again, you have water here. Also, Pisces is a water sign, so this could very much reflect, your watery energy, emotional energy, your intuitive nature, especially because we have the High Priestess there. So I think that you're trying to find a balance between these two emotions because they are hard to reconcile. When you're super excited about something, you don't want to have to wait. That sucks. So I think that it's you trying to make yourself be patient. And if you haven't come into a period of time, I think that this might also be something that hits you around the beginning of May. The closer it gets to you actually being finished with all of this, I think the closer you're going to get to, moving my camera again, sorry. The closer you're going to want to get to, I want to go. And you're like, okay, just breathe. Balance. So then we have here the Queen of Swords in reverse. So I think that this is a lot about you looking at the past, and getting a little emotional over it, about what it is that you're going to leave behind. I think that you're very clear-headed about what it is that you want and the path that you're carving for yourself. And I think that you know that you wouldn't have been able to carve this path out for yourself if it hadn't have been for what you've experienced in the past. However, I also think that this is a hard, it's a hard move for you. I think your connection to whatever job it is that you were doing, was a really important stepping stone for you to achieve what it is that you are moving toward next. And I think that it might even cause a little bit of conflict within you for a couple different reasons, because here we have the Five of Wands in reverse, and also across from the Queen of Swords, we have this Ace of Swords energy. So and then we have Temperance in reverse, and we have the two dueling energies of the Fool and the Hanged Man. So I think that this is kind of you looking at the past and appreciating what it is that you've been through, maybe having a little bit of an internal conflict or an internal struggle with moving away from something that's been so important in your life. Because I think that this job or this home or whatever it is that you're leaving, in order to create a better future for yourself, in order to make yourself happier and more mentally, emotionally, physically, all of those, just more fulfilled, I think that you're really taking stock of what it is that got you to where you are now. And maybe it might even cause you to feel a little bit sad, which I think is absolutely normal. I think that we have the High Priestess here because I have a feeling that you made this decision based on not only the reflecting that you've done, so the Queen of Swords energy and also the Hermit energy. I think you've been doing, like I said, a lot of reflecting on what it is that you want in your life. And I think that part of what went into it was, at some point you said to yourself, what feels right to me? What is my gut telling me to do? And so I think that you made this decision based on that, based on your intuition. Well, this decision to leave makes me feel good. So you know what? Everything seems like it's going to work out fine. I'm going to do it. And I think that there's a fear that listening to your gut or trusting your gut is not going to move you in the right direction. But that's a fear that you have. It has nothing to do with, that's kind of that Neptunian kind of daydreamy, watery, fear coming in. What if this doesn't go right? What if I'm making a mistake? What if, I'm not as happy as I thought I was going to be? What if I move away from this and it doesn't turn out the way I want it to? But I think that, the High Priestess is in this spread, it's aligned with the Emperor. So I think that this person has your back, whoever this person is that you've been in counsel with. And also this representing you as this Aries kind of, go forth and prosper, make it happen kind of energy. I think that trust yourself and trust the people around you, because they have your best interest at heart. And then finally, we have the 5 of Wands. So I think that if you've been in conflict, either with people, I have a feeling that it's people telling you, and this could make sense too about the High Priestess being in reverse. I feel like if you haven't already, you're going to come into a period of time where people are telling you that you're not making the right choice. And I think that you're going to have to tell them, like, go suck a lemon. Like, I'm making the decision that I need to make. Because I want to be happy. And I think that people are going to slowly kind of untangle their wands from you. And I think that they're going to realize, he or she is leaving. I need to reconcile myself with this, and I need to support this person. Once again, this is fiery energy. So it could be people you're passionate about. People who have an opinion about the decisions that you're making. Why are you doing this? Is this such a good idea? And you kind of having to embody this Emperor energy and stick up for yourself and say, like, yeah, and it's been fun while I was here at the job, at the, at home, whatever the case is. But this conflict is going to resolve itself the more that time goes on. So I think that, by the end of May, if people have been giving you trouble about the decisions that you're making, the conflict is going to untangle itself. And if it hasn't by the end of May, give it until the middle of June, like the second week of June. All right, so I would like to see what exactly those conflicts are about. So I'm going to shuffle the cards with the 5 of Wands in mind. I'm shuffling the Lenormand Tarot deck. I like for the cards to kind of jump out, because that's how you know the energy is super jumpy, but even still, doesn't matter. All right, so I'm going to shuffle these cards a couple more times, and then I'm going to pull. There we go. I like it when they do that. All right, so yeah, so we have the Sun, we have the Karmic Cross. All right. I think that whatever karmic debts, whatever soulmate connections you've had, these people that are fighting you right now or giving you conflict, or these people were in your life to help you learn things, but you've learned them. You've learned them, and that's why you have to walk away. You've reached a level of, this word is so hokey to me, but you've reached this level of not necessarily enlightenment, but like enlightened about the lessons that you were supposed to learn when you were in that particular place. Whether it was, like I said, a home, whether it was a job, whether it's a home and a job. It could even be that you are, like, this could be a divorce. Like the Lovers in reverse could be a divorce where you've been on your own for a while, reflecting on what's going to be good for you, and you've decided to move homes for a fresh start. And so now the Ace of Swords and the Page of Pentacles is all about kind of divorce paperwork, divorce filings, is also about how to split the finances, messages back and forth between you and your spouse. And this could either be a lawyer that you're dealing with, this could be a realtor, this could be family members who are counseling you on what to do. This could also be you being decisive about moving away from this person. This could also be your husband or wife. You know, that this is someone you're dealing with who has a real kind of no-nonsense kind of energy. And now, you know, just a matter of like waiting for everything to kind of, you know, come to pass. And once again, we talked about reconciling the two emotions of wanting to start a new life, but having to wait for the old things to kind of tie up loose ends. And so the Queen of Swords is looking at the past because there are still things that she needs to get done before she can move on. Yeah, so it could be divorce, moving house, moving job, moving all of it. And like I said, we have swords in here, the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords. So carving a new beginning for yourself after what you've learned from the past, and having kind of metabolized and learned the lessons that you needed to learn. Okay, so I've been saying all this as I've been as I've been shuffling the cards. Okay, so this is great. This is so great. So with resolving the conflicts, you're going to have great success. The Sun card is all about successful ventures. So the job will be successful. You will have successful completion, successful resolution of conflict with your friends. I think that you're moving into a period of, can I say this more times? You're coming into a period of great success in your life. So, you know, the sun is shining on all of this. This is a great decision that you've made. And I think that it's one that's karmic. I think you're moving on in your life to a new karmic, not necessarily lesson. I feel like lesson is such a heavy word, and it's so, like, it's almost negative, like karmic lesson, like you've done something wrong and now you need to learn your lesson. And that's not what this is. I think that you did the things that you did in the past for a reason, because there was something that you were supposed to get from them. And I think that what you got from them is what's propelling you forward now. That it's almost like, okay, my work here is done. Now I need to move on to something else. And so I think that the sun is shining on you. And the koi fish, so the koi fish are all about luck and success when it comes to finance. So I think that you're going to be coming into a time where you have more money, you might have more energy, you're going to have more, like you're going to have more of everything in a really good, positive way. And I think that you're kind of tying up loose ends here and laying to rest things that have karmically, or that the universe has put in your way, that you're like, really, this is a period of saying like, thank you so much for everything that you've taught me, but it's time for me to go now. And like, I think that that karmic card speaks to the Queen of Swords kind of looking at the past. The same with the Hermit card, where you're just kind of like, thanks guys, this has been real, this has been fun, this has been real fun, but it's time for me to go. And like, you've taught me so much and I've gotten so much from you, but I need to be in another place for a little while. Whether it's, like I said, a new home, whether it's a divorce, that it was a karmic relationship with this person. I mean, you have the Lovers card here. So it's this true feeling of like learning what you needed to learn and now moving forward with those lessons, like not sticking around anymore. You're moving on. You're moving forward. That's what the Emperor card, the Emperor and the Hanged Man, you're really carving a new path for yourself, Pisces. Super exciting. All right, so I got one last message for you. I'm going to shuffle the Guardian Angel Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue because I love the messages on these cards. So I'm going to give you one last message for you to take with you as how to manifest all this really positive, beautiful energy that's going to follow you through the next, mid-April to through all of May, beginning of June. So like I said, the timing on these things can be a little early or a little later. And then I will, all right, there it is. Whoop, there it is. All right, so we have here the Healer of Emotion. So take a look at that so you can have, that's what she looks like. All right, so Healer of Emotion. This is a time to follow your heart and feel the fullness of your emotions. You may feel so compelled to nurture others that you forget to care for yourself. Flashes of intuition provide you with incredible insights. You or another person is a kind, tender-hearted, loving, and trustworthy friend. All right, so let's read what's in the book. Healer of Emotion. So emotions in this deck has to do with cups in the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. As for what the Healer is, the Healer of Emotion is the Queen of Cups in the regular Rider-Waite Tarot deck. All right, so you're experiencing a calling to live a life immersed in the waters of emotion and intuition. That's what this chick is. Didn't I tell you? Intuition, High Priestess, and the cross card. You have a true desire to help others and are blessed with a great depth of feeling that comes naturally. Compassion flows from divine spirit into your heart. It seems as though you're immediately aware of what others are feeling and what their hearts need. Family members and friends are cherished, but even strangers feel your love radiating out to heal the world. Intuitive abilities are very strong. People, a person whose loving arms are always open, someone sensitive and very empathetic, tender-hearted, and generous, someone who always knows what to do and understands the problem before it's even spoken, a fairy godmother who can make you feel better just by being around. I feel like Pisces have that kind of energy because they are the oldest sign in the zodiac. So they have this kind of like old soul energy to them. And I think that Pisceans have a tendency to be the friend who's like, oh my God, you're feeling sad? Like, I'm going to come over with a bottle of wine and I'm going to make you feel better. Or I'm going to, come on, get in the car. We're going to go get ice cream. You know, I had a Piscean friend over the summer. Just to give you an example, I had gone through a breakup and I was really, really sad. And I was like, oh, I can't get off the couch. And she was like, put some pants on. We'll be in the car. We're going to laugh. It'll be a good time. So Pisceans have that energy of, like, come on, I'm going to take care of you. Come on, I'm going to, you know, like, it's going to be fine. I'll help you. So, you know, Pisceans have that energy. Or like a friend of mine who was like, I'm coming over with bottles of wine and we're going to watch Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. So it's a really great, Pisceans are problem solvers, they're lovers, they're real, like, giving people. Additional meanings of this card are also a spiritual teacher, an emotional counselor, the need for better boundaries, a love of hearth and home, a very trustworthy friend. So I think that sometimes just being cognizant of who's stepping over your boundaries, that 5 of Wands, and making sure that you really embody this spirit of moving forward, taking care of yourself, looking in the present, staying in the present, you know, not living too much in the past or the future, because that's where anxiety lies. So keep on keeping on, Pisces. This is a beautiful reading. I'm super excited for all of the new things that are about to come into your life. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I certainly had fun doing this for you. If you are interested in a personal reading with me, please go to my website, intuitivetarotempath.com. I will leave the link in the description box below. And if you have any questions about this reading or whatnot, please feel free to email me at intuitivetarotempath@gmail.com. Once again, I will leave the email address in the box below. I love hearing from you guys. So with that said, this has been your general reading for May 2017. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all in June. Bye.